Hello and welcome to the Black Lotus MTG podcast, where we talking about CEDH and cards we like. I am Crow, your host, and my list that I pilot is Yisan the Wandering Bard. And here we have a special guest. Gold, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Gold Ears. The deck I pilot is Mythics the Magus.
Sweet. Today's topic is the ban list for CEDH and Commander. We're going to be bringing up our controversial opinions on the ban list. And this is going to be quite the spicy podcast. So why don't we get right into it? So,
Right?
Gold, what do you
Let's
want to talk about
see.
first?
Maybe I will leave that one out. Maybe let's see some of the Moxes that they left out. Mox Emerald, Mox Jet, and Mox Pearl.
Okay, so the reason I don't think we should bring the Power 9 into this because A, they are just they're vintage cards and aren't legal anywheres, so I don't think it's fair to bring them into Commander because they're banned, not because they're good, but they are insane. They're banned due to their A, price and status as non-reprintable. So they're there not
Yeah,
because
true.
they're good. I think what we should start with a spicy one and go with Dockside Extortionist.
Oh Lord. Uh,
Okay, for all the people who are unsure of what Dockside did or have not played since Dockside, I will read them out for you. When Dockside Extortionist enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. For 2 mana, you get a 2/2 with that text. So, Gold, what is your opinion on Dockside Extortionist ban?
I don't think it's a crazy enough card to be banned. I mean, sure, yeah. Well, let's say for instance, right now it's in red. I don't know a lot of blink spells are in red, but for a card that's 2 mana, you get maybe let's see, maybe like 10 or 12 artifacts. It's a card that could be that's a card that needs to be countered, or yeah, it will start to pop off. Like you have decks like Atali, you have some decks where they work really fast with like decks like this. Especially with Malcolm, especially one of a good one
Yes,
too.
he
I've seen that
was
a lot.
yes, he was
Yeah.
very good in Prime Day Malcolm. Another deck I'd like to bring up is Original Obnixilis.
Oh yeah, original
He
Op
saw
Nicholas,
he
yeah.
saw some pretty good play in Obnixilis due to the speed at which you can cast Obnixilis and a stacks piece.
Hmm.
And at which you can run cards that ping creations off treasures. He was a staple in Magda, and if he was unbanned, he still would be, due to it giving you 2 Magda searches almost as early as turn 2, even turn 1 sometimes. So I think
Hmm.
it's a card. Do you think it was a card that was healthy for the format?
Nah, probably not. I will admit, I really do enjoy Dockside Extortionist, but nah, back then, no, it was ridiculous because all you had to do
Yes,
was just
yeah.
wait.
It's
All you
probably
would do is
fair.
yeah, everyone was running it too. Like every deck back then had a Dockside Extortionist in it. It's a very strong card, but
Yeah.
sometimes if you'll always know someone has it in hand because
True,
they'll try
true,
to their
true.
best to protect it. Because once it gets wheeled away, it's gone. You can't bring it back. I don't
I
think there's any way in
mean,
red to like for like any recursion to bring that back.
yeah, but you're
Well, unless you're running,
usually
depends what they're running back then.
it depends on the colors you're in for sure, because
Yeah,
Dockside
true.
is not just a mono red staple. It's a card that goes in everything that has red.
Yeah, true. If you're playing a deck that runs around blinking a certain creature, you can see decks like for instance, let's see here. What is the deck that I've seen in CDH that can blink? Oh,
Atali?
Atali. Yeah, Atali's a very prime example of that. Yeah, go right to Atali. Yeah. If you accidentally blink, let's see, you exile 3 Docs Extortions off the top of everyone's library. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's damn near
that's
20, 30 treasures on the board at a time.
yeah, that's probably the big problem. It's just the commonness of the card and how just universally good it is, I think can cause issues towards the health of the format. You just couldn't go like a game without seeing a dockside or two.
Yeah, true. And those decks as well that
It
also
also
run powerful pieces. It literally
yeah,
just you would win the same turn Dockside came out. If not, it
100%.
was
Yeah, it
yeah, you
was one of
couldn't do anything
those it was one of
afterwards.
those good cards. But another thing I'd like to bring up is the Chthonian Nightmare combo with it. It was the Graveyard Blink line with it. I thought
Hmm.
that was interesting, and I think if we get like a newer form of Dockside that's a little like powered down, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, true. I can see
Like
that.
maybe it creates treasures equal to the number of enchantments in play instead of artifacts, even though there's still a lot of really good enchantments such as Carpet of Flowers, Rhystic Study, and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
we you do make good points. So why don't we move on to the next card that I think is
All
very
right.
interesting. So it is a card named Flash.
I've heard of that card a few times. It's not actually not a bad card.
I'll read it out for the people who don't know how it works. So, Flash, for 1 and a blue, it is an instant. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, sacrifice it unless you pay its mana cost reduced by up to 2. So, the most common use with Flash was with a card known as Protein Hulk.
Hmm.
Because it enters and then they do not pay the cost, immediately killing it, and they get to tutor 2 or more creatures to play. Um, on the topic of banned Flash, I think it's a card that wasn't used enough to merit a ban.
Yeah, true.
Not to
It's
mention
not like a.
it's not in good colors either. Well, blue is a good color, green really it's not right now anything great.
Hmm.
Um but it's
I don't think
certainly
it. Yeah, I don't think it
it's
needs to be
like
banned.
I don't
Honestly.
think it warrants being banned, even though Protein Hulk is an insanely good card with it. Like, not even Protein Hulk, there's other ones that you can do. Like, just putting this, like, putting a Dockside in for 1 and a blue instead of 1 of a red. Like,
Hmm.
something like that, or putting a goal loss in play,
Or
or
any big creature that
any
when
big
it dies,
creature.
get something. You get something out of it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
you can see too.
it's like, it's one of those cards that once it's in play, it's really hard to deal with because if you don't respond to it immediately, you'll never know what they're gonna put in play. It's like show and tell.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, it's kind of those cards where you really want to see, like, especially
yeah,
with Ristic Study. If someone's drawing a bunch of cards and they play a flash on top of
yeah,
they just do a flash.
you don't know
If you
what
don't have
they're
a
gonna
counter,
do.
yeah, you have no clue what they put on the
They
battlefield.
could put something as small as like a Llanowar Eld or something, and then or they could do a Protein Hulk or an
Hmm.
Ashaya.
Or any
But
creature that can just like
yeah,
lock someone out the game completely, or just kill everyone on ETB, or even on
true.
cast too. It's some
Yeah,
crazy cards.
and stuff like that. Like some creature with like Ranger Captain, for an example, for 2 white, or
Hmm.
you don't even need to pay it because you can kill it to its own effect.
Yeah, you just sack it to its own effect. Yeah, but no, but then again, I guess it would have to hit the battlefield first before you can sack it, because then
It
you still
doesn't.
wouldn't get the
The thing is,
trigger.
the way Flash is worded is it comes into play and then it gives you that option, but you can respond to that option.
Oh, true. Yeah, in response, you can just sack it to get another
Yes.
creature out. Yeah, it's just too much value on a single
Yeah,
card. You
it's
could do a lot with that.
it's a lot of value, but I'm of the opinion where I think it could be healthy to maybe bring back at some point.
Yeah, probably at some point. Not in this meta though. I know that for a fact.
100%. Yeah. Right now it's not a healthy meta for it with like semi-blue and turbo decks, even though I do think it would be good to find a way of putting a little bit more turbo into blue green to kind of just
Hmm.
balance out the scales. But I
Yeah, there's
always,
not really. I can't really think off the top of my head
yeah.
any good deck right now that's in blue and green. That hasn't been enough. We haven't seen a really a good turbo blue green deck for
I
like a
mean,
long time. Well, not that I know of anyway.
Kinnan's have been seeing some good stuff as turbo, but he's much more played as mid range, which is usually the better option.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's move on to the next card. So, do you want to do Jeweled Lotus or like Gristlebrand?
Jeweled Lotus. It's we have to talk about Jeweled Lotus. We really need
Yeah,
to sit down and
okay,
talk about
yeah.
Jeweled Lotus.
Jeweled Lotus, yeah. We'll do Jeweled Lotus. Okay, so Jeweled Lotus. It's a zero drop. It's like an LED with no downside, except that you can only use the mana to cast your commander.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on Jeweled Lotus before I speak about my very high opinions on Jeweled Lotus?
I think that this card is kind of ridiculous. So, for instance, if you're playing like a deck that's like really fast, you have let's say let's just bring Thrasios and Rograth into this. 2 mana, you can get both of them out, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
You just
I
have
think
to
a
choose
better
between.
example, I think a better example would be something like Timna Dargo.
Yeah, Timna Dargo. Yeah, let's go with that. Timna Dargo. Jude Lotus out. You can get what Timna. Let's
You
see,
can
one of the
get
ones. You can get
Timna
one of them
with
out
one
easily.
extra mana. Yeah, you can get either
Yeah.
one very easily. Not to mention, when you sacrifice it, Dargo now costs 2 less for the rest of the turn.
And then just decks that are already like fast. Can you now
Yes,
you
for
can imagine with the
example,
Jeweled Lotus, it makes it even quicker.
for an example, Yisan, 3
hmm
drop. You crack Jeweled Lotus, that's a turn 1 Yisan, and then usually a turn 2 activation, go for the win on turn 3. So it's one of
Yeah,
those
true.
cards that makes the format incredibly fast.
Yeah, a little too quick. Yeah, because games would even last turn.
Yeah,
You can win turn one with that too. It was just too
true.
quick.
Yes, that is one of the main catalysts. For example, Crick, Son of Yawgmoth,
Oh yeah.
it's just K6 life, and then 4 is usually how people cast him, so that reduces his
hmm
cost to 1. And then you could play like a Bloodster Labyrinth for 2 life and spend your life as much as you want to cast whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
So yeah,
true. Because that just opens up a bunch of options for you. You can
it
do a
is
lot with the Jeweled Lotus.
yeah, Jewel Lotus is one of those cards that's so unhealthy for the format that I don't think we can ever see it come back.
Yeah, we can't see that coming. It's a zero. It makes it bad too. That's a zero drop. So you just have
Yeah,
that out. You get your commander out turn one. Just go right for the win because you have that extra boost above everyone else. It's not always
yeah,
like turn one, someone has a counter spell in hand, even though everyone should at least play with a counter spell in hand. But like
yeah,
once it goes off, you're immediately the threat. People are just want to take you out. And it was also bad too for that same example. Once you have a Jude Lotus out, you get your commander, and now everyone's targeting you. Can't make deals with anyone to save your ass, even if you know you need to. So yeah, I
yeah.
don't think that card should ever come back.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and it's kind of like Mana Crypt and how that
Oh
card
yeah.
ruins the format.
hmm Yeah, Mana Crypt was a very interesting card too. And it
Yeah,
wasn't as like crazy as Jude Lotus,
I
but
mean, it's it's kind of debatable. It's a
you
zero
were
drop mana vault basically. If
mhm.
you look at
Yeah,
it like
but the
that.
issue is that you have to flip a coin, and if you don't, if you're very unlucky that day, God hope you're not, you're
Well,
just
no,
whiffing on 2 mana.
doesn't it? Wait, let me just check what it says specifically before I say anything stupid.
Yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, it deals 3 damage to you.
Okay, yeah, that's not that big a deal though, because like unless you're on a Nas deck, I don't think it matters that you're losing 3 life. Because it still
But
untaps itself.
yeah, it's still untapped. So
It just
the
puts a
only
it just
downside
puts a
is if you're
clock
running a
on your
deck that's
life total.
yeah, true.
But
Especially if you
even
got
then,
3 life exactly,
but even then,
you flip.
it's decks that want it need it.
hmm Yeah, I think that's
Because it
another
like
card we should probably
it's
go over because Mana Crypt is
we
a
should
very interesting
probably go
card.
over it a bit more in detail a little bit later in the podcast. But
Yeah.
I've been suggesting a bunch of cards. Why don't you suggest one from the ban list?
Let's see. What about I actually do have this band card. It's actually in my it's in actually one of my decks. Primeval Titan. It's a very interesting card.
Yeah.
And I know why it's banned. It's a very strong
I
card.
mean,
For everyone.
the wording on it does say any land, right?
Yeah, I'll read what it says if no one knows what this card does. So it has trample, it's a 6/6. Whenever a Primeval Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, you may search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library.
Okay. So that does check out a little bit because it's a weird one because it's one of those cards that it's so high in mana cost that Flash breaks it,
hmm
and it's also a card that green decks would love to have because
Oh yeah, of course.
that's like a Gaia's Cradle and Deserted Temple.
Yeah, that's Gaia's Cradle turn 2. If you have Flash in hand at the same time with as Primeval Titan.
True.
Yeah, put them on a sack outlet, you get Gaia's Cradle, and especially I don't know if, I guess this was probably like the way Turbo was back then, if Bermuda Titan. was still
No,
there. Would
no. Primeval Titan's not really a turbo card. It's more of a piece you'd see in like Kinnan, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think you would ever keep this card around. I feel like it's something that you would just put out and then
I
sack
mean,
immediately. But it's what,
depends. It's 6 or so
6
mana,
mana?
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6 mana.
it's one of those cards that's like it's good and you're gonna attack with it a few times and then someone's gonna board wipe or someone's gonna destroy
Mhm.
it or someone's not gonna let it resolve.
Yeah, but if
Because
you're going for the win, you would do Primeval Titan into a Eldritch Evolution going for Protein Hulk as
Protein
well, if
Hulk,
you wanna go down that
okay,
route.
you could always go down that route. What you could other do is just Protein Hulk into Primeval Titan.
Yeah,
Because
true.
even though that's not a very smart play, because you could always get combos and win with your Protein Hulk anyways. But I
Mhm.
mean, if you're like really far behind and you don't have a way of going for the win, I guess Primeval Titan would be a decent backup.
Yeah, but it
But
boosts you so far forward, that's the thing.
yeah, it boosts you so far forward. That's kind of the big thing. Because those two lands can just change the flooring of an entire game. Like we're looking at Thrasios, for example. All it needs is Gaea's Cradle,
Mhm.
and then it can win game.
Yeah, once you
It's
have Guy's Cradle, yeah, word. That really
that's
that land card text that they
if
put in is very
if
strong.
it would say something like basic land, I don't think it would be banned, but the fact it says search for 2 lands of any type is insane. Because that's like that's any land. So even just in like simpler decks, it finds weird cards like Phyrexian Tower or things like that.
Yeah,
Talon
true.
Gates of Madara as well to
Mhm.
phase anything out.
Yeah,
So
true. It's a very
you you
strong.
you've
It's a
got
very strong card.
so many options.
You have a
Is
lot
it
of
a
options when this
healthy
card comes out.
card though?
Ah, probably,
I think
probably
it's
not. Not
think
in
it's
this
somewheres in the
format.
middle. I think
Yeah, it's in the middle.
it's somewheres in the middle. It's not horrible. Um, but it's not great either.
Yeah, true. Because can you imagine, like, say tomorrow, the next day, month after, you hear Primeval Titan is back out, every single deck is gonna have this card. Likely, it's gonna be just like Darkside.
True. True, 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 true.
You know, anytime someone just go for the win, just play this card and just go for it. Especially if you have cards where your spells can't be countered. Good card examples: Allosaurus, Shepherd
Yes,
Allosaurus, I guess
Allosaur
what it's
Shepherd.
called.
Allosaur Shepherd.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
strong card.
very
Once
strong
that
card.
once that's on the field, yeah, you want to go for the win the same turn. Once that's on the field,
True,
because
true.
you pair that with any Turbo Green, yeah, no, it's just a game right then and there.
It doesn't help that Kinnan can get it out. That's not
Yeah,
a
true.
human.
Very quick card.
But yes, it wonderful card, I think. But why don't we move on to another card? A very fun one actually, one that is in my heart kind of sad that it's banned, is Nadu.
Nadu. Actually, I've heard of that card a few times, but I actually forget what it does.
So I'll read it out. It has creatures you
Mhm.
control. So the key text here is it gives this effect to everything. Whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, reveal a top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn. He is a 3/4 flyer for 1 green blue. Bird wizard.
Mm.
Um, so the reason he's banned is because he gives that effect to everything on your board. So if you have something that creates tokens, he goes through your entire library. He is a power crept Thrasios.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's very yeah. Now I'm
he
reading it. Oh
was
yeah, no, that's crazy.
he was horrible for the format and a complete design mistake. But
I
God, I love
think
him.
this was
He
probably
is such
Magic's attempt to make a turbo deck, but I think this is what happened. They wanted to make a turbo deck for blue green because there's other than Kinnan, there's not really a lot of turbo decks that I know of. So they decided to make this, and it got, as you can see, got out of hand way too quickly because you can just go through your deck by what turn, the same turn you get this guy out too, as
yes.
it seems.
So the common line with it was him and this artifact called Shuko. It is a
Hmm.
1 mana. It has equip 0. and it every time you equip it, it targets one of your creatures. So you can equip it, unequip it, equip it, unequip it, and then just continuously flip stuff off the top of your deck to your hand or into play.
Yeah, true.
It was
Is it?
not a healthy card. It was a design mistake, but I have a place in my heart for it, as it will always be my silly little bird guy because of just how stupidly strong he is.
Yeah, true. But I think that this card should. I, f- I feel like it should be unbanned only just because of the
Okay.
fact that
So, yes, kind of. Because we've got better nowadays.
yeah, we have way better now. Now we have way better.
Like, we're talking Rogsai does what this deck
Mhm.
does, but better.
Any deck that runs ad
Nadu.
nauseum
Okay, so
and
yeah,
Thassa.
the thing about Nadu is he takes 3 cards to win, but
Hmm.
other decks take 2 or 1. Just because Nadu is to win, it only takes him like 5 or so mana. Rogsai can do it for 3.
Yeah, true. Maybe not in this. Maybe not in CD. I feel like if he was unbanned, you might see a few Nadu players, but it
I
won't. They'll
think
try to make. They'll
okay,
find a way to make it quicker.
he'd be somewheres in an A minus area, maybe an A plus kind of zone.
Yeah,
Nothing. He wouldn't
true.
be like an S he used to be.
Hmm.
'Cause he doesn't have like the
He,
effect of like
yeah,
a Kinnan or something.
yeah, he won't be up there, but he'll definitely. If he was managed to get unbanned, you'd probably see him every now and then. Not as popular anymore. But if you want to go for a quick win, you can go ahead.
True, true, true. Okay, so now that we've talked about Nadu, I think we should talk about what is it? Which one should we talk about? What do you think? I'm thinking
I've
either
been looking at this.
Golos. I think Golos would
I
be
was
an
thinking of
interesting one.
Yakmov's bargain.
Um,
Like that card's very insane.
sure. Yeah, we can talk about Yawgmoth's Bargain.
Yeah, it's even though it's a very expensive card for only like two
Okay,
lines of
well,
wording, it makes it very strong.
okay, so the reason this is not expensive is because we've got so many rituals in CDH where
Hmm.
this is a card you can reasonably get out pretty consistently turn 2.
Yeah,
And it leads to a lot of wins, and I think this would make a horrific state. Like this would like ruin the format.
yeah, true. For only two lines, skip your draw step, pay a life draw card. Very strong. Just go through half your deck. You want to pay 25 life just to go through it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
drop into a win. You can even do it way quicker with Yawgmoth. Just pay life and just pay the extra mana for it and get it out.
True, you're right.
And then win the same turn.
Yes, when you're playing Yawgmoth, you're looking to win. It's like a
Hmm.
Necropotence. It's like a better version of Necropotence because you can win with Shieldred.
Yeah, true.
It's one of those cards that can be ran in a lot of decks to the point where it's a little unhealthy for the format.
Yeah, way too unhealthy. Yeah, this card should never be unbanned. It should stay banned how it is. For people who had to
Okay.
went through this hell of a card.
I
Yeah, no,
think there is a world where we see it get unbanned at some point.
probably, but I feel like it just go right back because
True.
like I said, if
I
it does
think
get unbanned, you would never need you would. Can you imagine this card with ad nauseum and demonic consultation? You just go. You have three ways to win now,
fair.
so it'd be way quicker now to just win. You just go for that card and just go. You can win as much as like turn one. You wouldn't even have to go past anyone's turn. You just win right then and there. Name a card, especially if you're in blue, Thassa's Oracle is the fastest way to win in this format anyway.
100%.
You just
Yeah,
win.
I can see that. Thassa's
Hmm.
Oracle and this is probably the reason it's not getting banned is because of the legality of Thassa's Oracle. I think it's a card that could be healthy for the format depending on the deck it's in. It's certainly a Yawgmoth card.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't see this card being played in another deck. Yeah.
so the next card I have here is a very interesting one. It is Golos Tireless Pilgrim. So for 5
Hmm.
mana, you get a legendary artifact creature Scout. He is all 5 colors. Because when he enters, he searches for any land card and puts it into play tapped. Then you shuffle. And he has pay
Okay.
2 colorless, and then Wooburg. So white, blue, black, red, green. Exile the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost for a 3/5.
Yeah. Kind of
So
a
it's
ridiculous card.
okay. So wait, activate to cast him and activate his ability on the same turn cost 12 mana.
Hmm.
What is I see like I see him as worse Jessica's Will.
Yeah. Very, very, very worse version
He's
of
like a
Jessica's Will.
5 color Jessica's Will.
Hmm. There's 5 mana. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't.
No,
I think this card should
it's
be.
almost 12 mana to be
Yeah,
able to use
12
him.
though.
The
To
search
even
for a
do
land,
anything.
search for a land is all right because that's like a cradle, um, homeward path, really any
Hmm.
land you'd want from your deck. So
Yeah.
that's probably the best part of his ability. Um,
But that last part, it's like you're
that
using
last
so
part,
much for so
it's
little.
so much for so little. Like it can give you the chance for greatness, but if you're not like having a tutor or like a doomsday effect, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, true. The only good part is just you could just pay without you could do it without paying its mana cost, but it's like if you whiff, you just wasted a bunch of mana for no reason. Instead of it just being like a regular, like, Jessica's Will.
Oh, okay, so
You could.
he does have the text you may play them, so if you exile a land, you can play lands equal
Hmm.
to the number of lands you have as land drops or whatever, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Like he's not super screwing you over, but he's not. I think he's a card that was unhealthy when he got banned, but he could make a healthier recursion to the format.
Yeah, probably. Anyone out there wants to waste 12 mana on a card, be my guest. But yeah, I actually would enjoy seeing this card if it did manage to come back. It'd be
Yeah,
very funny to see that.
I think it would be nice to see the decks that people would make, because like I can see him with like ability reducers and stuff.
Yeah. Especially with now what we have so many
Like
ways to reduce the cost of spells by a lot too.
we're talking like training ground and stuff like that to make his ability just Wooburg, so then he'd be like an Jessica's Will version of Sisay.
Yeah. And then, as well, you throw this guy in Sisse with Chromatic Orrery. Yeah, he'd be ridiculous.
I mean, I don't think he's a Sisay card, but I think he's certainly a good card.
Yeah, Sisse, you could throw anything. You could throw like any legendary. It's a
I
toolbox
don't
deck,
know.
and it works anyway.
Sisay's more of a combo deck. It just finds the combos in a toolboxy way. Okay, but
Yeah.
we've talked about goal loss. I think the next card we should talk about is we can talk about Hull Breacher or Gristlebrand.
Maybe Hull Breacher, because I've been looking at it. It's kind of a crazy card. Probably not as crazy as some people, but I think Hull Breacher should be a card we should talk about.
why don't you read it out?
All right. I don't like the card, but I think I kind of understand why it was banned a little. So I'll read it out for you. Flash, an opponent would draw a card, except the first one they draw in each of their draws that it said you create a treasure token.
Ooh, okay, so that's interesting. So the way it's worded is it stops your opponents from drawing extra cards. That's why it's banned.
Hmm.
So it shuts down cards like Wheel of Fortune, and the Flash is really good. Ah,
Yeah.
2 and a blue is nice. It's pretty low mana cost for an effect like this. On a 3/2 body, which is really nice. Um, if an opponent would draw a card, oh please don't give me that card. If an opponent would draw a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, instead you create a treasure token. That's a cool effect.
How it's worded, it sounds like they still get the card draw and you still make the treasure. Unless
No,
I'm seeing that the wrong
yeah,
way.
yeah, it's a replacement effect, so they don't get to draw. Instead, you get the
Oh, okay.
treasures.
Yeah.
which is very good. I think it's banned, but I think it should get unbanned because we have Narset Parter Avails who does the same thing for a similar amount of mana on a
Hmm.
Planeswalker.
Notion Thief as well. Just you just take the card
Yeah.
draw anyway.
It's a
I
card that
feel
I
like
can see getting unbanned. It's like a little bit
it's not a
better
crazy.
than
Yeah,
a Smothering
it's not a
Tithe.
crazy card. Yeah, maybe back then it was a crazy card, but I think now it could. I can
Ooh.
see this card be played in a few formats. BDH probably, maybe even in the lower brackets. But yeah, I think this card should be unbanned. It'll be funny to see that happen.
Okay. The next one is a companion from what's this? Ikoria. Um
Hmm.
so I think this is a very interesting card, and I think I know why it's banned. It's because any deck can really run it because it's a commander, like it would be a commander card. So its text is companion. Every card in your deck has a different name. So it goes in any commander deck basically. And it has flash. When it enters, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. So it is. It's Wind Flame Caster or whatever that card is.
Yeah, that's basically what that card is saying. Yeah, it's a
It's
twin flame.
it's a Twin Flame in the command zone for 6 mana basically.
Yeah, kind of a broken card. Because the first text on it, and then the second one you could just cast. You could just copy something.
True.
If you do manage to
It's
get like a lot of copies on the stack too, it gets out of hand.
I can see it getting out of hand for sure, and it goes infinite with any like copy spell.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I understand why it's banned. It's banned because it can be with any commander.
Oh yeah, yeah, that could be run with any commander. Yeah, well,
But
even the fast ones we have now.
other than that, I think it could be a fun card.
Yeah, a fun
I
card.
think we could see it as more of like a joke deck like Gyruda,
Hmm.
but like it's not as different to the one card win condition commanders we have
Oh yeah,
already. For example, Kinnan is an enabler and an outlet.
yeah, true. Yeah, Kitten's a very strong card,
And
especially with that in there. Yeah.
well, you wouldn't be able to run Lutri with it because it doesn't have a way of producing red, but
Oh yeah.
it would be really good with like for example your Mizzix deck would really love Lutri because it's like on a
Right.
101 extra card.
Oh yeah, true. But I would enjoy to see that on my deck if it ever gets unbanned. Yeah, I would love to see this card get unbanned and get played. It'd be hilarious to see it too.
Okay, the next one is well. Do you have anything else to say about Lutri before we go to the next?
No, I would go to the next one. I think it has said a good card.
Yeah,
Hope to
wonderful
see
card.
it get unbanned.
I just really like the art for Lutri. That's another reason I kind of brought it up.
Yeah, I like the art too.
Okay, so the next one is a very fun one that brings the heart to any of the standard players listening to this. Um, Bristlebrand
Oh
for 4 mana and 4 black. This is 100% a crit card. I need to put this out there. Flying lifelink, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards.
yeah. I don't know about you, but I think that card should stay banned.
Yes, it's very unhealthy for the format, but it's got a place in my heart because I play like Lurrus as my like one of my favorite decks, and I could see this
Hmm.
being like one of those win cons. I would 100% cut Razaketh for Gristlebrand.
Yeah, Gristleband. Yeah, he's kind of crazy. 7 lives, seven cards. You basically have a
True, true, true.
half-baked Wheel of Fortune, but now you just have those cards in your hand.
Yeah, yeah, I could see him being a half-baked Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, but just for yourself to be selfish,
True, true, true.
and especially too because he's is as well. He can
It
be
would
played as a commander as
also
well.
true. So that is another very good point because that's a guaranteed Gristlebrand,
Yeah.
which is a really good idea. And a probably a good reason he should stay banned.
Yeah, he's a 7/7 flying lifelink nonetheless too.
True,
So that just makes it even
the
more.
lifelink makes is actually very important to how the deck is built because the lifelink says that you get a free set of 7 every time he attacks, basically.
True. So you'll just lose 7 life, hit someone for 7, gain it back, go
And then
next, do the same
yeah,
thing over and over. So you're basically not even losing any life. You're just drawing cards at that point.
true. He's like a power crept Osmodius.
Hmm.
And he's also good because he doesn't affect your cards in hand, like Necrodominance.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just gives you those cards, and for a very good outlet of it as
Very,
well.
like, yeah, he would be a very good outlet for Infinite Life.
Hmm. He's good in the 99, but he's even better as a commander.
I mean, I think he's probably better in the 99 than as a commander, but I think some weirdos like me would play him as a commander.
Yeah, just to see it and try him out. I feel like there's a lot of ways you go with him easily too.
True,
You get
there's a lot
Yawgmoth
of
out,
ways, most
reduces
likely.
mana cost. Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else before we pass on to the next one and one of the more final ones? I think we've got like about 3 more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think said enough about Brand. He's a very good card. He could be played in, either as a commander or in the 99. A very strong card.
Okay, I think we gotta talk about Emrakul the Aeon's Thorn, this being a very
Oh,
impactful card.
yeah. I have a lot to say about this card.
Oh, okay, well, why don't you start us off then? Because I'm
Yeah,
still reading through what it says.
very, very strong. I think probably one of the more stronger Eldrazi, actually.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I can see it. I just read what it did, and dang, yeah, that's
so
15
yeah.
mana, take an extra turn, can't be
Hmm.
countered, blow six things up, protection from spells that are one or more colors. So just protection from everything that's not like an all is dust.
Yeah. And the
And
thing
the
I don't even
graveyard
care
shuffle
about
is
the
also
yeah,
nice.
that's one thing I care about. So I don't even care for like it can't be counter, take an extra turn. It's just the fact that you can shuffle it back into your deck. It's not like one of those
Ooh, yeah.
cards where it's like it could be exiled. It's literally this is a shuffle titan. Because here's the thing, if you're running decks that can run cards like, strong tutors, you could tutor this back up to the top of your deck, replay it, take an extra turn, do it again, put it in your graveyard, take an extra turn. You could do it over and over as many times as you want and have infinite
True.
turns.
But like I don't think
And
this is a
then,
card that would see that much play in CDH because of its high mana
yeah,
cost.
no. No, of course, no. It would never
This
even be.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
actually, some decks could run it. Like for example, Yuriko might like it
Oh
because
yeah, no, Yurko would love that card,
it's
yeah.
another 15 drop to like deal 15 damage to everyone.
Yeah, true. Like Yurko would probably be the only deck that would run this card.
True. Emrakul or some deck that runs like the Shuffle Titans to just for value, just to get shuffled.
Yeah, true. Like this card itself, there is so much wording on it that it needs to stay banned. Like it can't be countered. You take an extra turn, that's protected from basically everything in the entire game, so you can't even interact with the card. And then
Yeah,
once it dies, it goes into your graveyard. So
and then it gets
and even
shuffled.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, then it gets shuffled back in. You can get it back out eventually.
True.
So you would
It's
have your
also it's like
yeah.
an artificial endurance.
Hmm. You're just getting more and
Also,
more times to get to hit this card every time.
think of this in Kinnan.
Oh Lord,
Like this card
ridiculous card.
could maybe see some play in Kinnan.
Yeah, no. Maybe some players would in Kennen might not see it as like a viable in the 99, but I think you would enjoy it in your Kennen deck.
Yes, certainly, because I am still on big flips Kinnans.
Hmm.
I could see myself running this instead of the other Emrakul.
Yeah, no, like it's bad if it's in your hand, but it's like
I
if
mean,
you
okay,
flip it off
so
the top,
it's not
then yeah.
always negative in your hand because
Hmm.
if you have the mana to just hard cast it, you probably can because you're in Kinnan. 15 mana is not
Yeah,
that
true. And it can't be
hard.
countered anyway, so yeah, you're not wasting, but like you're using 50 mana for a very positive trade too. It's not even
True.
a negative trade. It's
Also,
a very good trade.
if you do cast it, it's guaranteed to blow six things up because it gives you an extra turn, and then that in that extra turn it can attack.
Yeah, true. And then you can
So
kill it. get it back again, do the same thing. It's
Yeah.
basically just it's everything on a creature that everyone would enjoy. And it's anything too, it's a legendary creature, so it can be played as a commander too.
Yeah, but I don't think actually, you know
No
who
one
might
played this as
like
a
this?
command.
I mean, you know who
Oh.
actually might like this as a commander? Zul'Doc.
Oh.
Zul'Doc. Zul'Doc could
Oh yeah,
run
no.
this. Zul'Doc would love this.
Yeah, yeah. Cascade, Cascade, yeah, that would be ridiculous.
Cascade for 14
And
twice in like the highest mana
mhm.
cost EDH deck. That could be
Well,
interesting.
well, then again, you gotta understand all of the Eldrauzis could be run together. It doesn't matter which one is the commander. They could all be
Yeah,
run
but
really
like
well.
in CDH, you're looking more at Zul'Doc because Zul'Doc's like the optimal one.
Like even Kozilek, the Great Distortion too. Like this, no, this card would be actually overpowered in Kozilek because you can discard it, shuffle it back into your deck, and then just still hit it over and over again. Very strong card.
True, 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 true. But to discard it, your opponent would have to have played a 15 drop.
Now word. Someone else is
Well,
playing an
actually,
Emrakul, but then again, it can be
technically,
countered.
technically you can always just discard it and just have no target for it because the discard is a cost and the counter's the ability or the payoff for the cost.
I'm pretty sure you need a valid target
No,
for
not
the
with him.
Kozilek.
Not with Kozilek. That's the weird thing because of how it's worded,
Mm,
I'm pretty sure. Because the discard is a cost. You don't need a target for the ability or the payoff.
yeah, let's see
You could
here.
always, you could also
Cosmo.
always run it with like Psychic Frog. Ooh, you know who would love this? Hashiton. Hashiton
Oh,
could see this
oh,
maybe.
oh yeah, no, Hashtag, no, 100%. No, that has to be a card that Hashtag needs to have either. No, in the hand would probably be the best win for Hashaton.
No,
Discards it.
actually, I don't think
No, that'd
Emrakul
be
would
bad.
see. No, Emrakul wouldn't see in Hashton. You know who might see it though? The Kozilek that has the discard ability might be good in Hashton.
Yeah, yeah, the Great Distortion, yeah.
Yeah. Why,
And actually, no, it wouldn't.
this went from talking about this card to just talking to building Hashiton.
No, no, no. It actually would be bad Hashtag because look, it's a Shuffle Titan. So if once it goes to your graveyard, it's getting shuffled into your deck. So you wouldn't even get the
Ooh, you're
opportunity
right.
to
You're right. You're right.
copy it with Hashtag. Yeah, it would actually be the
Uh,
worst card for Hashtag.
yeah, yeah, no, you do, because Hashiton's ability goes on before it shuffles, or you can choose to sack it that way.
Can you, in response, hold priority on the trigger before it happens? If that's the case, then yeah, that's a very strong card. I don't
Actually,
think so.
let me check Hashiton.
Yeah, because Emrakul is just when it goes to your graveyard. I don't think you can respond to
Oh, no,
probably you
so,
could.
okay, so Hashiton is on the discard, so, like, no
Hmm.
matter when it shuffles, you're still creating the copy, because it's when you
Okay,
discard,
yes.
not when it goes to the graveyard.
Yeah, it's unless it's a 4/4 too. So you can actually just keep
It's a
if you
4/4
find a
with,
way
it's a 4/4 with flying protection from spells that are one or more colors and Annihilator 6.
if you and as well too, look, if you find a way to make that card legendary too, you can do that over and over again.
What?
Because I don't think the token copy doesn't become legend. It's just a token copy, right? It isn't. It's not legendary. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, yeah.
It's just a zombie. So if
Legends
I
don't
make that
become
legendary,
cards.
then
You can
yeah,
have legendary tokens that aren't considered cards.
yeah. So yeah, maybe Hackathon could have that card in
I
it.
mean, maybe. It depends on the Hashtom player. I don't think it would be good for most pilots. I think it's something.
Yeah.
I think it's something Kinnan might like in a more like casual form of CDH.
Oh yeah. Now the question is now, should this card be unbanned? No, I think it needs to stay banned.
It's so high CMC. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but like you said, going back to Yuriko, she ninjutsus that in. It's just it's game for that. That's just it for everyone there.
I guess, but like even then, Yuriko can't really ninjutsu it in. We're just talking flipping off the top for 15
Yeah,
damage.
flipping off the top. Yeah, true.
Or using it as a graveyard shuffler is nice for Yuriko.
Hmm.
Um, is it healthy
Or even
though?
reanimate too. Because if that was the case, reanimate would be also be a would
Okay,
go up there like
reanimate's not
crazy.
worth it. Reanimate's not worth it. Animate dead is though.
Animate dead. What about victimize?
Victimize? I don't, most decks don't run victimize. Too high CMC.
Yeah,
Ooh, Exhume might be decent because it puts a creature. Everyone gets to do that, but like, I'm pretty sure Emrakul better than whatever they have in their creature.
yeah, true. Or even with wouldn't nah, not even with those cards. Yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
a
but
card that really needs to
to
be.
be fair, it's one of
Mm,
those. I don't think it's good enough to see that much play in CDH. I think it's gonna be like a one in like 100 games you'll see it.
yeah, true.
It's not a card anyone's gonna play. Like even I am not sure if I want to run it in Kinnan because it's one of those cards that if it would get unbanned, I'd look at it and I'd be like, meh, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
But
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
I would consider it.
Yeah, I would consider it too. Like if I
Okay,
see it, I'll be like, yeah, they have it. But yeah, I would consider this card.
the next card I have here is very interesting. It is a Kamigawa flip card. Arayo Soratami's Ascendant. For one and a blue, a flying. When the fourth spell is cast this turn, is played, flip her into the legendary enchantment Arayo's Essence. So on her first side, she's a 1/1 and a legend, so you can run her as a commander. Her backside says
Hmm.
counter the first spell played by each of opponents each turn.
Oh yeah, that's. Hmm. I don't think this card should have been banned. Maybe like I never seen the card, so I don't know. But when I hear that, it sounds like Ginger Taxes.
It is
I
just
forgot which one was
Jin-Gitaxias
it.
for 2 mana. It's the
Yeah, true.
Kamigawa Jin-Gitaxias, the one with pants.
Hmm. Yeah, true. Because all you have to do is really just throw out a spell that you don't want, and then just continue on with your life. That's literally all that card is saying.
Yeah, yeah,
But you're
that's
kind of
what.
just wasting mana for it.
No,
Because
because
if you want to
like
like,
the four spells aren't that hard. Cause wait, let me just check one thing here. Okay, so it doesn't say just spells you cast. It spells the four spell on someone's turn. So if someone mocks opals, mocks diamonds, chrome moxes into heuristic study. That's four spells. Array of flips.
yeah, true. Okay, yeah, and now that you're saying that, okay, yeah, I can see exactly why this card would be banned. 'Cause it would slow down people a lot.
Yeah, I think
Like they wouldn't be
that's.
they
I
actually
mean,
no wait, that's actually just a lockout because no one would be able to
no,
play their first spell.
they wouldn't be.
They would
No,
have
they
to just
can play. You have to bait. It's like you have to waste a card in your hand to get rid of that effect.
yeah, but think of this, right? Say for instance, if me and you are playing, right, and you play this card, and so happened that I had a crazy turn one. I'm gonna get slowed down a lot because it would just counter my first spell. So if I want to go for the one I can't, I would have to bait out. I would have to use a spell to bait it out, then to go on. Or if in a four pod someone plays this, and then now you want to have a quick turn, you can't because the first spell's gonna get cast, gonna get countered immediately. Mhm.
True.
So it's a
Um,
very yeah, it's a very quick card that can get
is
out
it
really
a
easily.
healthy card though? I'd say it is because it slows down all the like
Yeah,
turbo
no, it
mod
slows down
stats.
turbo decks. Yeah, if this card was still
I
around, yeah, it would slow down the hell out of turbo decks now.
I think it's a card that I would like to see come back.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think this card should come back. So it's a card that would just put the brakes on someone trying to like win right then and there. Be like, oh yeah, no, it gets,
I
just tell them, oh, your spell gets countered.
think it's banned more because people think it's toxic or rude and casual than for the reason it's good in CD8.
Yeah, no, like this card, like there are some cards that are meant to be played in certain like formats. This card should only be seeing CDH play. Like if you're playing this in like standard, yeah, you can kind of see why someone would be mad
Kamigawa
about it. But in
Standard had
CDH, then
better
yeah,
things to do than playing a legendary flip card.
not true. Like
Um,
I'd be mad too if I was a standard and I saw this card. I'd be like, oh my god, I can't do anything.
okay, Standard, that's Standard is you're overhyping Standard. Standard's like one card pass. Sorry to all the
I
Standard
mean,
players listening to this podcast.
hey, I used to be a standard player. Now I just play four
Yeah,
in
fair.
CDH.
I just play Popper, CDH, and stuff like that. Okay, so I think we should move on because this podcast is getting long. I think we should do the final card.
All right. What is the final card? Let's see. There's so many though. There's so many we
I
didn't go over,
know
but
there's
yeah,
so many we didn't
I'm
go
ready to see
over.
this final card. Yeah.
I think I think we kept one of the best for last. I think we should talk about Paradox Engine.
Oh, Paradox Engine. Yeah. Actually was a good card to leave out.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah, this is a very fun one. Paradox Engine.
Very,
Whenever you cast a spell,
very,
untap
very
all
interesting card.
non-land permanents you control. A legendary artifact for 5 drop. It's dramatic reversal, but reusable. I think this card is horrible for the format.
Just straight up bad card. Yeah, no, that's a insane
This
card.
card should stay banned. Like this should never come
It
back.
would it would speed up every. Can
It
you
would.
imagine this deck with Tezzeret the Cruel Captain or any deck that runs
Oh
that?
no! Wait, no.
You
Tezzeret
just
the Seeker.
oh yeah, Tezzeret the Seeker, play a spell, untap it, go for another thing. You would go through your entire deck right then and there. You would go through your entire deck.
Think of this in Kinnan.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that no. This should not be coming
I don't
back.
wanna push it. I don't wanna push it, but you probably won't even need to run Seedborn Muse. I don't wanna push it a little bit, but this card looks like a
That's
replacement for
okay.
Seedborn.
No, it is not a replacement for Seaborn Mute because you'd have to cast up on your opponent's turns, and I don't think that's reasonable enough to not run Seaborn Muse. I think it's something you would cut like one of the mana dorks for.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, yeah.
Actually, no, I think you'd cut the entire dramatic reversal line.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need this is just dramatic reversal on a card, yeah. And it's honestly like,
Okay.
oh, even though it looks expensive, it can get out really quick.
Especially in Kinnan. This is like a turn two
Oh
card.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, okay, that we talked about that really fast. I think we do one more, and that one more being Mana Crypt.
Bonus card,
We
yeah,
we ta-
Mana
we
Crypt.
we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I think it deserves its entire own section of the podcast just because it's one of those cards that's just so like
It's a
so good.
it's a gamble card. That's literally all it is. It's just a gamble card.
No, because it's always flipping, even if um you take the 3 damage. It's always gonna untap. It's better than Mana Vault for that
Yeah,
exact
no.
reason. But just like the plays some people can get with this, like I might have to edit like some clip on top of this in the podcast, but like it wins games.
Yeah, it wins games.
It's one of those cards like imagine Mana Crypt in the Cruel Captain meta.
Hmm. But like I said as well, like it's a very good, strong card, but it's a gamble card because here's the thing, it's like I said, if unless you're extremely lucky, which I don't know if anyone is out there, you're likely gonna damage yourself more
Ooh,
than getting the two mana if you
you
play the
know
Soul
what
Ring.
deck would love this if it was on top? Quark.
Tell me. Oh,
Quark
oh
with that
Lord.
Quark and that one card that says whenever you flip a coin, when you win the flip, create a treasure.
Okay, if we're on that topic, then you know that would be the best card. This is the best card.
I mean, I think it would be a fun include, especially in Quark, but I think it's one of those cards that goes into every deck.
Because with Kark, it's like Kark is a very simple card. You know, flip a coin, copy it, or it goes back to your hand. Now, if you have a lot of Karks now, the chance of you losing a coin flip gets smaller and smaller. So now with Mana Crypt, you're basically producing infinite colorless mana if you find a way to keep
No,
untapping it and just
no,
doing it over and
because
over again.
the coin flip's only like your upkeep or untap step. I forget which one. I didn't
It's
do that.
it's upkeep. It's upkeep.
1 second. My dog's barking. Sorry about that, guys. Um, my apologies to all the listeners for the dog barking. Um, back to the topic of Mana Crypt.
But
What was I
if
gonna
you find a way
say?
to untap it, you can just ignore the
The
three,
coin?
couldn't you? Yeah, but give your
No,
upkeep,
because
flip a
it's just
coin,
at
lose
the
the flip.
beginning. It's not if it's capped or not.
Oh, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Got it.
It's not gonna matter. It's not that important. The 3 life is not that big a deal unless you're on like an ad nauseum list, and even then it's not that bad. You can work through it on ad nause especially.
Yeah, you're at 3 life. Someone just passes the turn to you and it's in a game. Like, yep, let's leave it up to luck. Let's see if you die to your own mana crypt.
Yeah, it's one of those cards. It's just doesn't it's yeah, it's a very luck based card. But even
Yeah,
then, I think
I would
it's a card that you run in every deck. It was very unhealthy for the format though, and I think it should probably stay banned for a bit.
say ban. I think it should be. I think it should just be unbanned just because of that luck aspect.
Maybe,
Take three
maybe.
damage or
To be
just keep
fair,
going on with your life.
that feels a little biased because you are a Quark Shima player.
Yeah, true. I used to, but yeah, true. Yeah, maybe it should stay banned. But I think I am a gambling person, so I actually would enjoy seeing this card.
Same. I think it could be interesting.
Oh yeah, and all the art designs are cool as well.
Well, Thank you guys for listening to the Black Lotus MTG podcast. This was episode 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna host more episodes maybe every week or so. Hopefully we see you guys again.